There's something lingering in the air around Miami, and it's not just the weight of expectations. It's heavier, sharper. It's the name no one's really saying out loud, but everyone's thinking about: Jalen Ramsey. The trade talks haven't stopped. They've just gone silent. And silence is rarely comfortable when the stakes are this high. You'd think, by now, over a week after the draft, there'd be resolution, some sort of clarity. But no, the situation's stuck in a strange loop, one that keeps circling back to the same anchor: money. It's always the money, not the player, not the talent, not even the potential fit somewhere else. Ramsey's contract is the rock in the shoe, the thing keeping this from moving forward smoothly. And maybe it's more than that. Maybe this is about timing, pride, leverage. Maybe it's about control. What's clear, and that's using the word loosely, is that the Dolphins are navigating this with one eye on the cap sheet and one eye on the locker room. You don't just move on from a player like Jalen Ramsey without it meaning something deeper. You don't entertain trade talks unless there's friction or foresight, possibly both. They've done this dance before. Not the same music, but the same steps. Tannehill was the name back then. A franchise quarterback they couldn't justify keeping. The reset was coming, and he didn't fit the mold. But it wasn't as clean as just saying goodbye. They had to eat some salary just to get a return that felt like a courtesy more than compensation. That's the kind of thing you don't forget. The kind of thing that makes you hesitate when the same pattern starts forming again. Except Ramsey isn't Tannehill. Not in style. Not in status. Ramsey's a proven monster on the field. A disruptor. A cornerback with an edge sharper than most. And still, here we are. The Dolphins already handed him $4 million this offseason. That's done. But there's still over $21 million waiting in 2025. That's the wall. That's the reason phones might be ringing, but no one's pulling the trigger. Because to take on that contract, without help, means betting big on a player past the peak of his contract value. And yet the Rams? They're sniffing around. Not subtle about it either. McVay's words didn't exactly close the door, did they? A little praise here, a few careful phrases there. Enough to make you wonder what the conversations have really sounded like behind the curtain. Special competitor, he said. Total stud. That's not window dressing. That's a coach leaving the light on. Los Angeles needs secondary help. That much is obvious. They've got a playoff-ready roster, even if it's built with duct tape in places. Stafford's clock is ticking. Everyone knows that. And if you're going to make a push, you want guys like Ramsey on your side. Not just for the talent, but for the energy, the presence, the message it sends. But that message gets a little scrambled when the price tag's in the way. The Rams have some cap room, but not endless space. And the closer they look at that $21 million, the more they probably squint. Because no one's just taking that number on without blinking. Not unless Miami offers a little financial sugar to make it go down smoother. And why wouldn't they? They've done it before. It's not ideal, sure, but it's an out, an option. Thing is, every dollar Miami agrees to eat changes the equation. The more they pay, the more they might ask for in return. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the less they demand, the less they have to pay. These negotiations aren't happening in a vacuum. Every team watching knows what's at stake. They know what Ramsey can do. They also know what kind of gamble it is to take him on fully loaded. This is where it gets tricky. Because the Dolphins have space, just not a lot. Around $11.7 million in effective cap room. And that's before you consider what they need for the rookie class. It's tight. Not suffocating, but definitely not comfortable. So the idea of moving Ramsey isn't just about fit or locker room dynamics. It's about math. Hard, ugly math that doesn't care how good a player is when the numbers don't line up. Post-June 1, that math changes. Dramatically. Trade him now, and it's a $25 million hit. That's a punch in the gut. Wait until after June 1st, and it's just $6.7 million this year. The rest gets pushed to 2026, which might be someone else's problem by then. That's the incentive. That's the pressure point. But there's no guarantee the right offer will still be on the table by then. Timing's a weapon and a trap. Greer says they've talked to teams. Nothing solid yet, which could mean a lot of things. Maybe they're holding out for the best deal. Maybe they're getting lowballed and refusing to bite. Maybe there's no deal that works without the Dolphins paying up front. That's the quiet part. The part no one wants to say. Because it changes the narrative. Makes it look like Miami's the one that needs this more.